You need to multiply each of these four polynomials out. Number one, we get 4x squared minus 4x minus 120, which is equivalent. Number two, I multiply and I get 4x squared minus 4x minus 120, which is also equivalent. So choice 1 and choice 2 are equivalent. So right now I can eliminate B and D. So I'm going to just do choice 4, which turns out to be 4x squared minus 4x minus 120. So the answer is choice C. 1 and 2 and 4 are equivalent. Find the product using FOIL. Multiply the first two terms, the outer two terms, the inner two terms, and the last two terms. Combine like terms, and we will get 3x squared minus 19x minus 14, which is choice C. Number 3, find the product of 4x squared minus 2 and itself. So you're multiplying two binomials, 4x squared minus 2 times 4x squared minus 2. Multiply that out, combine like terms, and your final answer is going to be 16x to the fourth minus 16x squared plus 4. And for question number 4 and question number 5, we are still foiling. We are multiplying two binomials. So please multiply both binomials in questions 4 and 5 and check your answer with mine. Which of the following is irrational? Number 1 is rational. Number 2 is not rational. Number 3 is rational because that's radical 25, which is 5. And number 4 is also rational because it's 3 times 7, which is 21. So your answer is 2 only, choice A. Number 7, which property is being illustrated here? Well, x minus 6 is multiplying to 8, and x minus 6 is multiplying to x. So we are distributing the x minus 6 to the 8 and the x. So this is the distributive property. The product of two irrational numbers is irrational. Sometimes that's true, but sometimes it's false. And here's an example of when it is false. So A is not always true. Additive identity. Well, we got to look for a plus sign. Also, additive identity means what can you add to something to keep that identity? Well, we're adding 0 to x to keep the identity of x, choice B. We have to multiply 2x minus 3 by 2x minus 3 first. Once we multiply 2x minus 3 by 2x minus 3, then we're subtracting that from 5x squared. Don't forget to distribute your negative and then combine like terms. Everybody thinks this question is so difficult, but you really just need to read it carefully. It wants you to find the profit, but it tells you that the profit is the revenue, take away the cost, and it gives you the revenue of negative 0.5x squared plus 800x minus 100, and it gives you the cost of 300x plus 25. So all you have to do is subtract these two polynomials, and you will get choice B once you work that out carefully. We have a length, we have a width. To find the area, you multiply. So again, this question is just the product of two binomials. FOIL, multiply each term in the first binomial to each term in the second binomial, and simplify your polynomial. For number 13 and 14, we are dividing polynomials by a monomial. Each term in the numerator must be divided by the monomial that is in the denominator. Simplify each term, and you'll get your final answer. Number 15, just plug in x equals 4, plug in y equals negative 3, use the orders of operations, PEMDAS, to get your final answer, choice D. Number 16 is the same as the last two questions before 15, which is dividing a polynomial by a monomial. Split each term up and divide by the denominator, and simplify your answer, 5x cubed y minus 3x. Number 17, plug in x is 3, plug in y is 8, plug in z is negative 4, and follow the orders of operations. Try to do this question without me, and then work it out slowly. And number 18, again, this is just orders of operations. Do your exponents and multiply, and get a final answer of 1/2. Number 19 is irrational. That is a non-terminating, non-repeating decimal. Non-terminating, non-repeating decimals are irrational. For number 20, the first three are rational numbers. The square root of -4, not only is it not rational or irrational, but it's not real. So we should not pick that one. For 21 and 22, we're solving for x. Make sure you distribute. Make sure you distribute with the -2. Make sure you combine like terms. And for both of these questions, you're going to get x equals 4. Please work them out and check your answers. Number 23, you can do quite a few ways. You know how to find a common denominator, you know how to subtract fractions, and you know how to cross multiply. What you don't know is my little shortcut, which is multiply each numerator by the common denominator, and then simplify. Pretty easy question. Try it a few ways and make sure you get x equals 4. These last two questions are a little bit challenging. This would be rearranging an equation to solve for one of the variables. You're going to isolate the letter r for 24, and you're going to isolate the letter x for 25. These are literal equations. If you plugged in numbers for I and p and t, would you then be able to solve for r? If you plugged in numbers for a and b, would you be able to solve for x? Try them and then check out the answers.